Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Rob. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing great. Having an amazing day with 1,500 of my best friends from LMA.
That's awesome. It's been an interesting conference so far. How are you finding it?
I love it. I love it. It just reinforces how much I really love our LMA community and how much I've missed them. And even though we're not together, it's the best second choice that we could have. It's been a great experience.
Yeah, I do miss seeing everybody in person though.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
tell us for anybody out there in our audience that does not know you, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do and your involvement with the association.
Yeah, sure. So I am the chief strategy officer. Maybe I should get my own title correct. I'm the chief strategy officer for Bass Sims. And for those not familiar with our firm, Bass Sims is about a 300 lawyer firm. We've got offices across the state of Tennessee and also in Washington, D.C. With my role, I came up through the marketing side, and so that's where I'm the most comfortable. Formerly was the Chief Marketing Business Development Officer, but when I took on the strategy role, I also oversee 3 other departments in addition to marketing and business development, including attorney hiring, professional development, and our pricing and project management departments. So, lots going on, but
Sounds
amazing,
like it.
amazing team. Yeah,
Very,
yeah.
very busy. How big is your team?
All in all, we have about 25, maybe 22, 23, somewhere in there. So nice sized team, and I know I'm biased, but the most amazing professionals ever. They're so great.
That sounds great. And you're in Nashville?
I am in Nashville. Yes.
Nice. I have never been to Nashville. My wife and I were, it was on our list of like long weekend places, and then all
Yeah.
this happened and we haven't been able to go anywhere, but
No. Well, keep it on the list. Come
it
see
is.
us when
It's
things get
definitely staying
better
on
and
the
we're
list.
all allowed to move around a little bit more freely.
Definitely. So, we've got a great guest today. I'm going to give it away real quick. There's one of the things I always look forward to at these conferences are getting a Great Jake's water bottle. So I can't get a water bottle live. So instead, I brought Great Jake's himself on. Here's Robert Altieri.
Hello.
Hey, Robert. Welcome.
How are you?
How are
Thank you
you?
for having me.
Thank you for coming. It's great to see you.
Carrie, it's nice to meet you.
Oh, it's great. It's great seeing you and meeting you. I'm so glad we're doing this together.
Yeah, I'm sorry that we're not together though. It would have been nice. I mean, we could what we should be doing around this time in the conference is like planning where our drinks and dinner plans would be. And
Yes.
yeah, next year. I mean
Next year.
I think my drinks and dinner are going to be right about here. So.
Yeah.
Yes. I have had a few drinks and dinner in front of my computer.
Definitely next year though. So I'm going to head out and let you guys chat a little bit about the conference and what everybody's up to, and talk amongst yourself.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you. Well, so tell me about your experience so far. How's it been?
You know what? I have to say, I'm kind of enjoying the virtual aspect. I mean, so we've been a sponsor of the conference. Oh man, I don't even know how long. The last decade, at least. And so every year we've been a sponsor. And you expect certain, as we're planning it, you're expecting certain things. What we're going to do and who we're going to see and how we're going to do it. And so all that's changed this year. And you know what? It's kind of nice to have some change after a while. And it's a weird thing, this virtual thing, and it's not perfect, but I have to say it's interesting. I've met a bunch of my old friends, which is nice. And also we've met some people that we would never have met. That whole one-to-one networking thing, that's great. I think that's fantastic. Awesome? Yeah.
It really takes you've never met before, and really allows you to do that. What you said, to meet people that you might not otherwise have talked to. I love it.
Exactly. And, this whole...
Oh, you're frozen up on me.
Oh, no.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay, good.
Well,
Yeah.
so I have a question for you.
Go.
So digital, never been more important to the marketing world. It's always been important, but wow, a whole new level now.
Yeah.
So from your purview, what are you seeing that people should be doing or changing to up their game with their websites in this new environment?
Wow. So it's
yeah,
really interesting.
Robert, are you seeing Carrie? Oh, there she is. She's
Yep.
back. She went black there for a minute. I lost her. So
Nope, we're here.
Technical difficulties. All right, I'm leaving again.
And that's the subplot of every story here these days, right?
Exactly.
So what are we seeing? Well, what I had one of the best compliments the other day from one of our clients. They said we had no idea how important our website was and how many features it actually has until COVID happened. They said we had no idea we could do some of these things. And I said, I know, but we've been trying to tell you that, But I'm just so happy that they have the tools. And I think, it's just become obvious. This is the most important marketing tool that everybody has right now. Everything leads back to their digital presence. And so what we're telling everybody is, hey, this is a great time to enhance. If you've got a site, look at it, think about, you've already got a long list of things that you want to enhance. Now's the time to do it. You really can't wait. And if you're thinking about rebuilding, this is a perfect time to do that. And one of the reasons why is there's been some real technological, transformative technological changes happening for websites. And they're just hitting the law firm world right now. So I don't know if you have it, but I shared a slide with Rob earlier. There's a new technology. It's not so new for the rest of the world. Yes, that's it.
Oh, great.
There's a new technology. It's called React. The rest of the world discovered it years ago. But
of course.
But basically, Facebook created this thing called React, and then they open sourced it. And when they open sourced it, that little graph shows what happened. Basically, all these other huge internet brands that we all know well, Netflix, Intuit, Uber, they all said, this stuff's amazing. This is going to make our websites more engaging and more interactive. And so what's happened is all the major brands have rebuilt their websites with this technology. This is what's coming to law firms right now. And if you don't have it in a few years, it's going to be like not having responsive design back in 2013. You're kind of expected to have it. Your visitors are going to expect it. But also Google is telling us they expect it. And what I mean by that is basically Google has just said that you need to have a certain page speed. And if your website isn't fast enough, it's not going to get the SEO results that you expect. And the only way you can achieve those results are with this new technology. So that's one of the key messages we're sharing right now.
So that is it's a platform that you build your site on, or it's a plugin?
No, it's a front end technology that the front end of your website needs to be built with. It's not something you can just layer on top, unfortunately. You have to rebuild your site with it. But if you're thinking of rebuilding your site, your timing is perfect, because you're going to want to build it with this. This is going to help future-proof law firm websites for a long time.
So what are the benefits of that platform?
Well, great question. They make websites a lot faster. They make the transitions between pages really smooth. They also expand the parameters that designers can work within. So basically, for the last 20 years, designers and programmers they've had to work within pretty narrow parameters. Those parameters have just widened considerably. So you're going to see a lot more engaging websites in the next few years. But
that's a
something
great
else
development for law firm websites.
Yeah. But you're going to see something else. It's actually, you won't see it. And that's going to be about security. There is this technology, when it's implemented correctly, it offers a whole nother layer of security that didn't exist before. And so basically, it makes it almost impossible to compromise a law firm website, because the way it's structured allows for there not to be a way to get back to where all that data is. So anyway, it just adds a whole nother layer of security. And who doesn't need that,
Exactly. And I know that's a major worry of mine as the head of our marketing function. I don't want any sort of data breach to be because of something that I'm in charge of.
Exactly, right? No.
Yeah. We'll let IT take the blame for that. I don't want to do that.
No. So yeah, you could check that off with this technology. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
So,
so from a design standpoint, what are you seeing as some of the major trends?
Oh, wow. We're seeing big photos, bio photos that are engaging.
And so if you have the new technology, that means it won't load like this?
Exactly. That is exactly what happens with this. Yes. You won't get that spinning wheel. It'll just come into place. It'll be beautiful. And so the big bio photos we're seeing, and we're seeing a lot of interactive elements like video. So give Rob a call to help with those videos, whoever's watching this.
Yes, definitely call Rob.
But any kind of interactive media, podcasts, webinars, anything like that, slide shares. We're seeing law firms really embracing this stuff, like making it important. Like I just received an RFP. They said the whole website is going to be all video. I said, well, that's fantastic. That's really amazing. We're also just seeing a lot. There used to be a size that you had to work within. We're seeing much wider websites that are just far more engaging, that have animations, lots of subtle animations. And that's really nice. When you see something and it doesn't need to take over the world, but just a subtle animation, maybe for an infographic, or allowing a photo to slide in, or something to just help communicate the data that a firm has. And firms have a lot of data to share.
No, that's true. That is true. Yeah.
But, something else we're seeing is the fact that there is so much content that a law firm has. We're seeing it being organized better. And one of the things we're seeing is that there's a lot of sharing. Firms are starting to use their sidebars to share content that they have. So for example, if there's an event coming up, they're teasing to something else, a news item related to that event, or an article or a case study. And that's really important, because we can't tell these attorneys, write that blog post and then have nobody see it. We've really got to make sure that it's where people are going to go.
Yeah, and it's really smart to be bringing people through your site and really thinking about the user experience in a way that law firms have it at the same level as other companies outside of our industry.
Exactly. I mean, I tell our clients, we've got to think like we're the Harvard Business Review, or the McKinsey website. There's no reason why law firms can't have the same experience for their visitors. Absolutely.
I totally agree. Well, one thing that I was following on the LMA listserv for CMOs was that of video bios. Are you getting clients asking you for more video bios?
We're seeing a lot of videos in their bios, like videos of them speaking. So yeah, I think we're gonna see that. And I think this is really something. I mean, years ago we came up with a phrase to help describe this for us. And we called it the Facebook effect. I mean, basically, attorneys need to connect, and video is just a wonderful way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it's a video or it's a custom page describing their interest in something like their town or making wine or whatever it is, this is a way for attorneys to communicate that they're human and that they're nice people and they do good things.
They are. Yeah, I do think that bringing that human element to the website, it is a really nice touch.
Yeah.
We're really good at making bulleted lists, and that doesn't quite have the same effect as hearing somebody speak and having that kind of interaction with a website.
You know, there's something that I think that's happening. I mean, you know, I think law firm websites started out kind of like a library where, you know, it was just a bunch of information and it was there to go help you research if you wanted to use it. And I think what we're seeing is a change towards engagement on lots of little levels, the bio, the practice area. But I mean, we just did a survey of diversity sections on law firm websites.
Oh, very cool.
That, I mean, like from just a few years ago till now, we've seen a whole level of engagement happening at that, you know, in that section of the website that just never existed before for lots of reasons. But I mean, we're seeing video, we're seeing infographics, we're seeing all sorts of things that just didn't happen before. And it's so great that it's beginning to appear.
So not to put you on the spot, but who were some of the winners of really good diversity sites?
Oh, wow. You know, I would say take a look at the articles because I don't have all the names in front of me, but we wrote a series, a 3-part series on the diversity sections for law firm websites. And the first of the series talked about what we thought were the best out there. I think Jackson Lewis did really well. Davis Wright Tremaine was up there. Crowd Mooring had some good stuff. Axiom. But then the second piece in the series, we talked about what was happening outside of the law firm arena, and you know, there are some great examples out there. You know, go take a look at the Groupon website or what Adidas is doing. They really have set the bar high, and but it's not so high that law firms can't reach it.
Yeah.
And then the third in the series is really just a summary of what we learned, and some of the things. It's basically a list of 7 things that you should keep an eye on when you're trying to enhance your own diversity section. So
Wonderful.
No, it's,
and those are all on your website. We can find all of those articles on the Great Jake's website.
Exactly. And you can find a white paper about React as well. So
good. Very cool. Well, I'll check that. I hope the people listening will check that out as well. So I'm gonna pivot some just to the conference. Yeah. What's been your favorite part of it so far?
You know, I'm going to go back to the one-to-one networking. I've loved. I love the fact that, you know, I'm here in my office and all these people are popping up on my screen, like old friends that I haven't talked to in a year now. But it's also nice just to, you know, the excitement of the conference. I just, you know, we miss them. We miss LMA, and it's nice. It's nice to have our heads back in that game with all our LMA friends. So
yeah, definitely. You know, one thing that I've actually really liked is the ease of learning about all of the sponsors. I like being able to go in there and there's some great videos, or sometimes people are in their booth and you can chat with them. And sometimes it's a little bit harder, or maybe even intimidating to walk into a booth. You know, you just kind of, I don't know, sometimes it's just awkward. And so this way, I feel like I can go in and I can learn. I feel like I've learned so much more about all of the different sponsors, really utilizing that exhibit hall function. It's been really great.
it's really interesting, right? Because somebody said that to me. They said, I don't know if I'd ever would have done this before. And they came in and we had this great conversation that, they were obviously a lot more comfortable in their home
Yeah. Yeah.
than some conference room. But yeah, I think that I have to wonder as a service provider, is this going to be a feature of every conference going forward? I mean,
Mhm.
there's something unique about this, and maybe there's some things we can take away. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it will be interesting to see where we are in the future, because I know we all miss that actually being in person and getting to know one another.
Yeah.
But there's a lot to be said for the convenience of doing it from your home. I mean,
And and if we were together at the conference, a lot of us would be gravitating to certain groups of friends that we know,
yeah.
and maybe from our region or from our different parts of the association. But this is really causing us to get mixed up, which is kind of
Yeah.
nice.
It is kind of nice. It is nice. And I felt like the Hall of Fame presentation was really fun. I was so excited for all three inductees.
The
And I
whole
felt like you really got
the initial kickoff of the whole conference, I thought, was so well done.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh gosh, I know. Jill and Kristen and John,
Yeah.
they just put so much effort into it. I'm on the planning committee,
Oh,
and cannot
you,
take any credit for all of this. I mean, I've just kind of weighed in here and there. They've been amazing. They're such rock stars.
well, everybody on the planning committee should really get a lot of credit. I don't envy anybody on that committee. I'm sure it was really hard.
Well, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
This is the longest serving conference committee I've ever been on.
Yeah. Oh, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
But I mean, but I'm sure it kept changing, right? I mean, it was one thing one day. Well, maybe we need to plan for two things at the same time. I'm imagining. I mean.
Yeah, yeah. I think one thing that we have to remember is that this was supposed to be last spring.
Yeah.
And so while we were all figuring out what life was supposed to look like for our firms or our companies and our families, we were also trying to make this momentous decision about how to handle the conference. And we had, contracts and legal obligations. And I just watched that from afar. It was really stressful. And I just have to say props to Christy and Jill and the whole board, because that was quite a pivot, and you were pivoting like we all were, among just not really knowing what the world was.
One of my critiques about this platform is that there's no way to give virtual hugs to the committee. I mean, really, there's
Yeah.
I've been thinking about what Jill Hughes has been going through this last year.
God love her. I hope she's listening. Jill, we love you. We're giving you a hug.
Yes, there it is, right there. That's the virtual hug.
Yeah. It's been a labor of love, but it has been great. And I think that the more fun aspects have been really amazing. Did you see the talent show last night?
No, I missed it. Who was in it?
Oh gosh. I mean, we had poetry by Jim Turum and singer-songwriters, and Heather did the worm.
She did not. Did she really do it?
Yeah, she had a whole little video where she was 9 to 5 and doing the worm in different areas of her home.
Stop it. I can't believe I missed that.
Well, we're recording all of these things, so perhaps she'll send you a copy. But I just can't imagine. Our kids are about the same age. I know my boys would be like, "Oh, Mom, what are you doing?" But it was pretty awesome. I actually had one of my boys watching with me. It was a fun end to the evening.
Oh, I've never seen Heather do the worm.
Oh wow! Wow, you've been around a long time.
I know, and we've co-chaired multiple committees together now, and I mean, she's one of my best LMAer friends, and I feel like I've let myself down.
You have, but there will be a time. We all have to have goals and something to look forward to in the future. So,
there's always next year's LMA.
Yes, exactly. Well, so are you involved in the regional LMA?
Yes, I'm on the committee with Heather to talk about regional LMA conferences, and so how they might play out in the future. So,
any thoughts? Any sneak peeks, tidbits that you can share at this point?
No, we literally just had our first meeting.
All right. Well, I guess then for people listening, if you have ideas, send them to Robert. He's
listening. My way.
Yeah. Well, I think there's where the connection is in our local groups and at the regional level. Hopefully, we'll be able to at least get coffee together, maybe
soon. Hopefully, let's cross our fingers that things,
get back to normal soon.
That's what I was going to say. Thank you, Rob.
Hey, Rob, are you cutting us off? We're having a
just thought I'd pop in and see how things were going.
So really, Rob, you need to give us all a tutorial on this video stuff, because we're all in front of our cameras now. Am I looking at the right place? Do I have the right lighting? I mean, I don't know.
I've been spending a lot of time. It seems like every time I get on a call with somebody, I'm like, you need to put your laptop up on a couple of books.
Yeah, that's probably me. I probably that better.
There we go. Perfect.
Carrie, I don't know what your background is. It looks like you're in a showroom, though. You look amazing.
This is my dining room. I am ready to be working in an office and not in my dining room.
It's fun to get a peek at people's environments, though.
Yeah. It really is. It really is. But this working in the dining room when your two children come home or the Amazon shows up and your dog starts barking is not awesome.
Right. Yep.
I had a bird fly in my office this morning. That was interesting.
That's really not awesome. You have an irrational fear of birds, so I would have just left the house.
I was glad he flew out before he left me any little birdie gifts.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
We do.
Well, guys, great. Thank you so much. It was really enjoyed hearing and especially this the new website. Technologies are always interesting to me, and I always learn a lot from you, Robert, when you're around. So, and I'm going to joke, just a tip to everybody: go drop into the Great Jake's booth, and you can sign up to get this year's water bottle, which Robert's showing us up there. So it's not
nice.
It's just not an LMA conference without a Great Jake's water bottle.
Nope, we've got 600 of them, so come on by.
I'm running over right now for the water.
Me too. So we will be back tomorrow with more hosts and more guests and more from the LMA conference. So thanks, everybody.
Thank you,
and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you.
Bye.